There's not a thing that happens to me that I don't look at it as a teaching, learning experience.
So you may have noticed that I have this armband on, this really colorful armband. What's the story?
There's always success and failure. You just have to know where to look for it.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Oprah Winfrey. Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
They think that success is supposed to happen like that. This is the beauty of my life. There's not a thing that happens to me that I don't look at it as a teaching, learning experience. And so whenever I'm going into any kind of crisis, I've said this many times before, I'm always looking for what is this here to teach me.
The difference between you hating and loving your life is perspective. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. That negative situation that you're facing right now will define you. Either you succumb to it and you hate your life forever, or you rise above it and it becomes the greatest blessing of all time. The choice is yours, and I'm gonna show you how to conquer it. So you may have noticed that I have this armband on, this really colorful armband. What's the story? I have this on as a reminder to stay in a beautiful state. It's a reminder to myself every day. Now, naturally, I'm pretty optimistic and happy and positive, and I've trained and worked on myself to be even more optimistic and happy and positive, and consume things that make me even more happy and optimistic and positive. But there's still some times that I feel negative. There's still some times that I'm not proud of myself. The classic example for me is when I get interrupted. If I'm working on something and I'm in the zone and I'm focused and I'm building momentum and somebody interrupts me, I can be really short. I can be really rude. I'm not gonna say anything offensive or something that I would regret, but I could be short and rude, and I want to change that. I don't want anything to knock me out of my beautiful state. At least that's my ambition, that's my intention, that's my goal. If I can get closer to it, I'll be pumped. It's the perspective shift. And so part of my daily routine is I put this on. I don't sleep with this on. At night I'll take it off, and then part of my morning routine is I'll put this on, and it's a reminder as I put it on that I want to stay in a beautiful state today. That I might get interrupted, but I want to be proud of how I deal with it. And then I look at it every day. It's hard not to, right? It's not just some little tiny, wristband. It's giant and it's colorful and it stands out, and it's a reminder every day as I'm typing. I see it there. I go, yeah, beautiful state. Let's go. It also something that when I'm talking to people, they'll ask me about it because it's a conversation piece. Why am I doing it? Right? People are curious. They want to know. And so every time somebody asks me about it, it's a chance to tell the story again. And in telling that story, even now as I'm telling this story, it reinforces for me, this is why I have it on. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so having some kind of trigger that brings it up, it really works for me. I think it could work for you as well. But there's a 3-step process that I follow that I'm gonna teach you that I hope helps. Step #1 is understand that your purpose comes from your pain. This thing that you're struggling with, if it's overwhelming and all-consuming and really negative, is actually probably the greatest gift of all time. Like, your purpose comes from your pain. The thing that you struggled with the most in life will be the thing that you help people with for the rest of your life. I love helping entrepreneurs because I struggled so much as an entrepreneur. If I didn't struggle as much as an entrepreneur, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be doing something else. The thing that saved me from my business, from the worst day when I told my partner that I quit, the thing that saved me and kept me going was I modeled success. I looked at Bill Gates, how he started his company, because he was software, I was software. I learned from him and I started growing my company. That was when I was 20 years old. I'm almost 40, 20 years later now. What do I teach people? How to model success. For the past 20 years, I've helped how many people? I don't know, 300 million people plus have seen my content across my channels. That's a crazy number. All because I suffered when I was 19, 20 years old. Your purpose comes from your pain. The point of having that pain is not to just sit in that pain and say, woe is me, and complain about it and feel like your life is over. No, the point of that is to see, man, I suffered so much here. I want to stop suffering for other people. There's lots of people who are currently feeling like the way you used to feel. Think about who you were a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Think about the worst moment of your life, whenever that was. There's lots of people who are currently feeling like that, and you can help them. You can save them. That's your purpose. And doing that will lift you up for the rest of your life. It will never get old. Remember, your purpose comes from your pain. Step number 2 is have play bigger triggers. Play bigger triggers are things in your environment that remind you to step up into the world that you want to become a part of, that keep you from staying in the same zone you're in, that step up to the next level. And so I like having things in my environment. I encourage you to do so as well, because you might have the greatest day of all time, but you wake up tomorrow, it feels like you're starting over from scratch. You're starting over from the beginning. But when you set up your environment, it creates that trigger every day. Having Steve Jobs here and A.P. Giannini, my favorite entrepreneur, my parents, and Howard Schultz and Kanye West behind me, I set that up once, but it's a reminder every day when I walk into my office. I walk into my office, I'm looking at my computer, I'm working, I got Steve Jobs staring me down. Right, I got Steve Jobs looking at me. I got A.P. Giannini here. I walk in and these people are staring me down. They're looking. Evan, let's go. Let's go. Right? It's a reminder to me. And maybe that sounds crazy, but what is it for you? What's the thing for you? What's your play bigger trigger that you can set up once in your environment and then it happens every single day? This is a play bigger trigger, right? Why do I have this? It's a play bigger trigger to remind myself to live in a beautiful state every day. So if you're thinking about your physical environment is a great place, right? Your office, your bedroom, your car, like your physical environment. Where are you hanging out a lot in, and what can you put there as a reminder to play bigger every day? Your physical body, right? I wear this t-shirt. Look at this t-shirt, right? A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because her trust is not in the branch, but in her wings. Believe in yourself, right? I wear this. Like I wear my stuff for me. It's a reminder every day when I'm putting this on. And it's this shirt or the Rebel shirt or the Believe shirt. I've got a mannequin right behind the camera of my my hoodie on a mannequin, because I feel like I'm a superhero every time I put on the Believe clothing. And so when I saw Green Arrow, they had the mannequins wearing the outfits, and so I wanted to have it in mind. I'll show you. Look, let's make this quick because this thing is heavy. Look at this thing. This is giant. Huh. This is bigger than life size. Look, it's bigger than me. This thing is taller than me. And wow, it just hit me in the face. So I have this in my office, right behind the camera. And I look at it. I'm a superhero. What I do is superhero work. This is a reminder. It's a play bigger trigger. That thing is heavy. So, physical environment, right? What you wear on your body, right? And then also I think about your screen time. So what's on the background of your desktop computer, what's on the background of your cell phone, things that you're looking at every day, that when you see it, it's a reminder, I need to step up, I need to play bigger. And that's different for everybody. Maybe the statue means nothing to you. Certainly having a picture of my parents on your wall, means nothing to you. But if you can find the things that you set up once that make you feel like you come alive and put that in your environment and you look at it every day, it'll force you to think bigger. It'll pull you into a different level. Even though the rest of your environment, you can't control maybe where you're living or your community or a bunch of other stuff right now, but you can't control that. And if you do that, it'll pull you up. And then step number 3 is say it's the best. It's the best. This is what I do whenever I can't control the situation, whenever I'm stuck in something that I don't want to be a part of, then I say it's the best. And where this came from was I was on a long flight from BC to LA. I was speaking at an event. It's, 4 or 5 hour flight. And I was stuck next to this really smelly guy and I couldn't get off the plane because I'm going to miss my van. It's a sold out flight, so I got nowhere else to go. And I'm stuck next to this guy and he stank. And I'm sure he didn't want to stink, He probably just had a bunch of layovers and stopovers and still he stunk, right? And I'm complaining in my head for 8 to 15 seconds. And then I tell myself, this is the best because I'm stuck. What's my alternative? The alternative is to be unhappy for the next X number of hours as I fly to my speaking gig, and then be bad on stage because I've just spent the last X number of hours being frustrated. Say, no, this is the best. And I turn and I breathe it in. Because that smelly guy is not stronger than me. And that's what I tell myself in my head. Like, this situation is not stronger than me. This situation is negative, toxic thing that you're involved in right now that you can't get out of. Long term, you're gonna break free. You're gonna get out. You're gonna do something different. But right now, you might be stuck. You may have no other choice. It's the best. It's the best. This thing is what you're most capable of. That's it. You can't handle anything more. I think this is just a warm up. And so that's what I tell myself. This is the best. This is just a warm up. I'm capable of way more. This smelly man does not own me. Let's go. It's the best. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know what's one new play bigger trigger that you're going to inject into your environment. Let me know in the comments below. And if you are going to take action after watching this video, give me a hashtag believe in the comments as well to make it official.
There's always success in failure. You just have to know where to look for it. And that means that's a learning moment.
So you say every failure is success in learning if you know how to learn.
Exactly. You just have to look for it. Because then you use that again and you make sure you don't make that mistake again or don't allow that mistake to happen. So your goal is to then, just because it didn't work out the way you wanted to, take that knowledge, take those learnings and reapply it to a new direction. And therefore you're going to get better. No one's, you've had failure, I've had failure, and it takes years of building up that kind of thick skin around you. But that's what it means to be resilient. You just get up and you keep going. And I can't tell you, there's been times when I just sat there and I was like, oh, the world's going to be over. And then, you know what? You just look at it and you think about it, and you have to project yourself, not today, but to project yourself into the future. What could I do in the future? If you keep looking ahead, everybody fails. You're not the only one. Everybody does. Just get over it. Keep going.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.